What's up, guys? Today I wanted to talk about how drastic things have gotten between the before and after, if you're looking at how things were during my gambling addiction and now afterwards in recovery. A lot of people, think that it's going to be like a magic snap of the finger and everything's going to be magically different, and that's just not the case. But once you get a decent amount of time into recovery, you can actually look back and see just how far you've come. You're maybe not noticing it on a daily basis because things can be pretty mundane and typical on a daily basis. But when you look back after a large collection of days, a large number of days, you can see a pretty solid before and after picture. So, what I wanted to do today was kind of show you the severity of how things used to be. I mean, when I was gambling, all I could think about was gambling. And now that it's been over a year clean, I mean, there's a lot of people that might ask, why are you still talking about gambling? Like, was it really that deep that you're now thinking about it still? It still has its hooks in you, kind of thing. Like, why are you still talking about it? And the reason that I talk about it is to remind myself of why I need to stay away from it. And I think that this story that I'm about to tell you is pretty much going to illustrate that. So, for those of you who don't know, my name is Rob and I'm a recovering compulsive gambler. I made my last bet November the 12th of 2022, and now it's been 373 days since that day, which was literal hell. And I've mentioned what happened the last day that I was gambling a few times here on my account, but for just brief summation purposes, I caused enough debt in 12 hours of casino games, poker, and sports betting that it cost me 5.5 months worth of my life working double shifts. I'm talking 70 to 80-hour weeks as a financial analyst and a bartender. So it was a pretty severe day. And those were the kind of days that I was used to. I did that 5 other times over the 6 years that I was gambling. And, most days were just up and down, coming out somewhere around even or just a little bit down. But every once in a while, a day like that would come around and it made for a lot of chaos in my life. However, now that I'm getting to a good point in my life, it's very, very, very different than it used to be. So let me tell you a little story real quick before I show you what my day looked like today. And in this story, I'm going to be talking about just the sheer chaos that can get caused by gambling. And again, not everyone's going to be addicted to gambling, but if you're watching this video, you may know someone at least who has a gambling problem, if not yourself, and this video might resonate with you as a result. So the story that I'm going to tell today is about the first time that I went into severe debt as a result of my gambling. And that was back in 2018. It would have been, spring of 2018, as I was at college and I was sports betting on a bookie or with a bookie. And I had gotten to the point where I had won a bunch of money in the beginning, so I figured that I would become very good at sports betting, or that I wouldn't be able to end up losing, and at worst, I would give back what I had just lost, right? Playing with house money, something that you might have said at some point yourself. But that day in the spring, I was, just around the point where I was about to be down money for the first time on the book after a couple months of winning to start off. So this invincibility complex led me to think that no matter how much I ended up losing, I would get it back because I had just done that for the last few months. And I remember being in a calculus class, even though I was in college for business at the time, so I'm not sure why I needed to take calculus, but anyway, I remember being in the class and they were going over like the study guides for the finals. And so it was an important class relative to, passing that one. And I was watching the spring training baseball on my phone underneath the table. That's what I ended up going into debt on back in 2018. I believe the game was the Nationals and the Yankees, I want to say. But either way, it was a pretty devastating day. And as sad as that sounds, being on spring training, I created enough debt that day that I had to work the whole summer that would follow as a host at Applebee's, a delivery driver for a Chinese food place, and for a pizza place. So I was working 3 jobs to cover the debt that I created in basically 2 or 3 days of watching spring training baseball. Yeah, that was pretty chaotic. But I remember when it happened, calling my family and just saying like, hey, I lost X amount of thousands of dollars on spring training baseball. And they thought I was pranking them. Like, they had known that I was using the bookie. They just thought I had stopped because the time that I'd used it before, I had them go and collect winnings or had the winnings taken to the house. And so they said, hey, good job, but don't do that again, basically. And I said, okay, no problem. And then behind the scenes, I was doing it the entire time. So that was a commonality in my gambling, was that I was hiding the severity of it and hiding what I was actually doing. As it went from being 18 to 24, it was still the same pattern playing out, just a different platform or format. But man, like the idea that you could make that much debt on a game that doesn't even actually count in the standings of the league is pretty insane. But they'll take your money, whether it's spring training, an exhibition game, a friendly, a pro-am, it doesn't matter. If you want to gamble on it, you can gamble on it. And so, yeah, I remember the feeling of chaos, and the family didn't even believe me, but I had to eventually tell them, hey, this is actually the truth. All this was happening over the phone because I was 3.5 hours away by car down in Washington, D.C., and it was a brutal, brutal time. So what ended up happening is the family fronted the money. I paid them back over the course of the summer, so there was no interest rates or loan sharks, and I was fortunate that that was the case. But in the future, I would create debt that was too great to be paid back in a lump sum by my family. We're not rich by any means. So when I did that in the future, it would create interest rates, bad situations, having to pay back creditors, not a great way to be living your life as a 20 to 24-year-old. So I don't really recommend getting into it, especially if you're someone like me who ends up getting hooked to it, because I continued going for 6 years. I mean, you would think that causing that chaos on a spring training baseball game would have been enough to stop me. But no, that was just the first of many times that same pattern would play out. So that's the before. That's what life used to be like for the 6 years that I was gambling. And if you're watching this video, I wonder, how much can you relate to that? Maybe you can, maybe you can't. Let me know down in the comments below if the life in the grips of gambling sounds like something that you've experienced. But now I've also recorded my day, and I want you to see how good things have gotten. It's not necessarily that we did anything too crazy or outrageous, but thinking about the chaos of having to pay back, a lot of money, and coming up with ways to lie, manipulate, and steal just to continue playing for the chance to make money, to end up in a worse position. And I want you to compare that to the sureness, the peace, the ability to enjoy the present moment that you're going to see in the video that follows this one. I just wanted to tell that story to illustrate that things used to be pretty bad. Now they're pretty good. And you can do the exact same thing. If you're wanting to quit gambling, please check out the description of this video, where I've linked a free PDF filled with resources that you can get started with a gambling addiction recovery today. You don't even have to be addicted to gambling to sign up for the resource list. Just knowing where it is really important, because if you ever do develop a problem, now you'll know where to go. Because I didn't know where to go, and that created a major problem where I kept going for years and years and years until I got to the point that I thought, hey, maybe I should seek out some help. I want to put that help right in front of you, and whether you use it or not is completely up to you. But it's 100% free, and I want to see you get better if you're ready to quit. Now, I'm going to be playing this video, and I hope that you can just see the happiness, the peace that comes along with a life in recovery. And it's not that 10 out of 10 jackpot thrill, but never again am I going to have one of those 0 out of 10 days, those 1 out of 10 days, where I'm having life-changing debts hit me in the face pretty much on a moment's notice. So enjoy that, and I'll talk to you after. All right, today we are going to Chinatown here in Philadelphia to play mini golf. That is what we do. Tell everyone about the big day that's ahead.
We have so much planned. We want to play mini golf. There's going to be games. There's going to be music. I'm so excited.
It's a big day. It's a big day. So anyways, it's day, it's some day, 370 something. We're going to let you know when I count again. But we're about to head down the elevator. Any words of wisdom for the people?
No.
All right, you heard it here. We'll see you soon. All right, we're out here at the Philly Marathon. We're saying hi to our guy. He finished the marathon. It wasn't him. So tell the people what you think of the marathon.
It was horrible.
All right, you heard it here, folks. Don't run a marathon. This is a recording.
Oh.
All right, so we got a Christmas-themed golf course we're about to hit. It's over here. We got the penguins and such. What are you thinking?
Thinking you're about to lose. Shut up! Is it on? Okay. Did you get it?
Did it go in?
I don't know.
No. Somewhere over there. All right, so the final scores from the mini golf was I won and Trey lost. Any dispute?
You know, there were a couple times where you miscounted the number of putts. So he's a cheater. Fine, I lost.
And what did you think about the time?
Which time?
I can't believe this is actually probably going to end up going in a video
Why?
because you're goofy.
When?
All right, so Shreya dropped her keys down the crack of the elevator. So what we did was put incense sticks together with flag poles. And now we're going to try to use sticky tape at the bottom to get her keys out of the shaft of the elevator. If it doesn't work, then either way, she has no keys. So that's pretty much what's going on tonight. Hope you're having a good day. We'll talk to you soon. All right, so we're heading right back up to the drawing board because this was about half the length that we actually needed. So what we're probably gonna do, we're not moving. So other than breaking the elevator, I think that the other thing that we're trying to do is we need to get about twice the length in order to reach the bottom. And so far we haven't done that. So we're gonna try a different elevator as well. So anyways, when we were trying to get the keys up, our contraption snapped in half and we do not have the keys. Luckily, I have a key, so everything is fine. I saved the day again.
Hey, what? I gave you that key.
Anyways, peace. So I hope that you could see the difference between the situation that I described before and the day that I just lived today. I'm 373 days clean from my gambling addiction, and I'm going to keep updating you about my life in recovery. The reason that I share everything that I've gone through and everything that I'm going through now is so that you can see how it actually happens. No one was doing that for me, so I want to do it for you. I'm showing you life in recovery, and I'm showing you life in chaos, and I'm giving you the choice between the two. Not everyone ends up in the same situations that I did, but some people do. If you're one of them, there's absolutely no shame in seeking help. In fact, it would really make your life better if you would go out and seek some help right now before it gets any worse. If you've ever thought to yourself, maybe I should stop, maybe this isn't fun anymore, or maybe I need to take a break, you should definitely be seeking to leave it behind. I know that we can keep living happy and healthy lives, and all of that is going to happen one day at a time.